Hello, welcome to Monster of the Week, Hex Corporation, Session 2, with all except for Lou. Link is going to be somewhere else. We're going to fill in that gap later. But for now, we're gonna start with I should say, because one of the things about the cinematic stuff is that, you know how in the middle of like a TV series they'll just replace one of the actors and then no one will mention it and it'll just be like, no, that was always what that person looked like. I want to go forward with that as well. So if like you guys want to change things, retroactively alter anything, you are more than welcome to. Other than that, all our safety tools remain in place. We've got X cards, we've got script changes, we've got the lines and the veils, and we all know each other and love each other and trust each other. It's also an open table. Feel free to leave whenever you want, like Lou did. Other than that, I think we get going in the cold open of this episode. So we left. Oh man, character names, yo. We left. It was Nessa and Richard, wasn't it? Investigating someone's house. Sandy,
Yeah.
the older office manager. So Sandy, our older office manager, had invited. When I say invited, had emotionally broken down in front of Nessa and told her, "Please come to my house. I need you there. I'm so tired of being alone. I need you to come and be my friend tonight." And Nessa did, because she's the best. And she even brought another friend because she's the double best. So we left with, and we'll probably see that scene again, Nessa approaching the house, and when she knocks on it, when she puts the hand against the door, it creaks open ominously and wind whistles through the empty house. And then what do we do?
I think Richard peers around the door frame and looks at Nessa and says, like, you did agree to meet her here, right? Like, she's expecting you?
Yeah, but she's a little weird today.
Weird.
Yeah. Like, you know that sometimes when, you get into one of those moods where you just need like a whole pint of ice cream. Right then and there.
Sure. I mean, I've never personally felt that, but yeah, I can imagine it.
So we should proceed cautiously. This seems a bit weird to me.
Yeah, maybe you should get your fangled camera out just in case.
Yeah.
So there are... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll pull that out and turn it on.
Now, all we got from that, is this the Ghost Wave device, I think you called it?
Yeah. The Monster Wave.
the Monster Wave. All we got from the Monster Wave device is that it gives you the ability to like track a monster. And that's really cool, because there are two fiction interrogation moves in Monster of the Week. One of them is called Investigate a Mystery, and the other is called Read a Bad Situation. You can, being PBTA, you can trigger both of them pretty broadly, and it becomes more about like what you want to know, especially when you're kind of doing it as broadly as pulling out a device that we haven't fully codified the use of. So I guess the question is, which of these two moves do you think would more accurately fit your Monster Wave device?
In this particular context, I think both of them would work, but I would be tempted to go investigate a mystery.
Cool.
So I guess because we're using it to try and look around and see what's here, sort of not reading a specific situation.
Well, that super works for me. So Nessa, you're going to roll plus sharp. Dick, are you on the assist team for this, or?
Yeah, I'll offer assistance.
Okay.
I think. What could Dick be doing? Maybe I feel like Dick's probably like readying his reading light that Nessa gifted him as part of his book collection in case he needs to like read the instruction manual or whip out any other books that would pertain to the lore of whatever monster this is.
That's the best.
Let's see. Did it roll? Where are the dice? Sorry. Sorry, one sec.
That's okay. If you want, we can just take that 1 and the 2 that you rolled last week and just reuse.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, that's better. What does that give you total? 7.
7 plus 1, 8.
8. So, did you want to? Let's see. With the help out. Oh, with the help out, we can't really give you any more than a +1. So, are you guys happy to take that as
roll
8?
with the 8. Yep.
Roll with the 8. So, on a 7 to 9, you hold 1. 1 hold can be spent to ask the keeper one of the following questions, and they're pretty like solid questions. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? All that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And what is being concealed here? Do you have one that you want to ask now, or should I feed you a little bit of fiction and see where we go from there?
Yeah. Why don't you feed me a little bit? Because otherwise I'll do the creature one. But yeah.
Yeah. So as you turn the device on and step inside, it's like. In fact, you probably take a couple of steps inside, and you see that in the living room, in this small kind of one-person living room, somebody turns the lights on, and sitting there on the lounge in front of you, all kind of crammed onto what would be like a 2.5-person lounge, are the rest of the monster hunters, up to and including Dick, who is no longer behind you, and they look up at you with sorrowful faces. Say, I think it's probably Killian with like his kind of cold voice that says, Nessa, we need to talk about you leaving the group. And they like have a chair set up for you to sit in.
So Nessa's gonna like whip her head back around to see whether Dick, who was behind me, is still behind me. Like, do a double take.
Yeah. Do you oh boy. Do you want to maybe act under pressure for that one?
I would love to act under pressure.
See how much this is getting to you.
Da, da, da. Doesn't like re-rolling for me. Here we go. 4 plus cool. So 5.
Oh boy. All right. Yeah. Lauren, I'm gonna ask you when Nessa snaps her head around and sees you standing behind her. What is something? I guess when has Nessa disappointed you that you've never told her about?
Good question. I think the one time Nessa has really disappointed Dick is I think it's got to be something to do with like her YouTube channel. Like either she cut up some of the footage so it like represented something different than what actually happened, or perhaps she took credit for something that I thought I'd done, or yeah, whichever is vibing with what is within Nessa's sneakiness for her YouTube channel.
Yeah, I think a creative editing sounds really fun. Especially if it was something we were doing together, like we were on a specific outing together, and I sort of just cut it to show all of like the bits that Dick was fumbling and that sort of thing to make myself seem better.
Oh no, yeah, you totally like released an outtakes clip, like you did like the outtakes clip of all of like our fuck ups, or mostly my fuck ups.
I think by itself that wasn't too bad, except that like then for some reason I shared it around the office.
Yes, yeah, totally.
So it sort of made the rounds.
That's amazing. Yeah, I felt hurt.
Couldn't really understand why.
It was funny. You'd laugh at yourself. That's the time.
And that's what you see in Dick's eyes. Like you feel the weight of that moment, of that mistake that you know you made.
Oh.
And you know that Dick's never really forgiven you for it. It sends this feeling into the pit of your stomach, like you've just swallowed kilograms of ice. Like you are just cold and empty, and I think, let me check my notes here, because I'm going to get you to mark some harm as well, unless you want to spend some luck. And it's going to be 2 harm.
Okay. All right, so I'll grab the 2 harm. I guess my question is going to be, what sort of creature is it? What is this experience?
Can you you'll have to tell me about the creature that you first encountered, or how you know about these. But there are creatures which can be embodiments of single emotions. And it's when you feel that sting, when you feel like that heavy, sinking, icy feeling, it is like the most lonely you've ever felt, the most alone you've ever felt in your life. And this creature is in some way a manifestation of that loneliness.
Oh, that's rough. So I recognize this as something I've faced before, or I've known of before.
You're aware of it. I'm interested as to how. You certainly could have faced them before.
I think I didn't like face off against it. I think I've heard of it in the sense of like people in the community, in the monster hunting community, talk about cool and exotic monsters that they come across. And the only time I've ever really come close to it was I was visiting my cousin who has just had a baby. And while I was going into the hospital, there was another room next to my cousin's room where I sensed this like dread thing. And I wondered at that time if that was just normal human experience or something more. I think that's the only time I sort of semi-felt it.
Oh, I like that. I want to. I think at that moment when like we see you hit that emptiness and that realization, and your monster wave device is like reading high amplitudes. It's like pinging a little bit. That's probably where it cuts away from like this cold open and moves into the intro. like the introductory scene. And the cool thing about the introductory scene is that it's a mad tonal shift. Like it jumps away from this empty, soundless moment where it's just you, Dick's disappointed look, and the soft beeps of your thing, and then it just like cuts to Link's band jamming out, doing the theme song. And I want to know what the intro scene is for each character this time, like what the shot or two they show of you would be. And yeah, so let's start with Killian. You haven't got to do anything, Ryan. Let's start with you.
Okay, then. I was going to see what other people did and kind of fill in from there. But I guess the shot is we see Killian like in the morning, and he's got like a bag of really cheap dog food where he clearly just went out to a local convenience store or something, and he kind of pours some into a bowl and puts it down for the dog, and then opens his fridge. And there's just like a stack of blood bags. And he kind of rifles through it, finds a nice B negative or something, and kind of squidges it into a coffee mug and is just sitting there kind of sipping that as the dog's going on its food.
Does your coffee mug have the not blood written on it?
Yes, exactly like the one I'm using here.
My
Sure.
favorite. That's so perfect. Haley, what do we see of Joe from compliance?
You see Joe in his all-white Toyota 86 with white wire rim wheels, and it's manual, and he's like on the gear sticks, like he's hit the accelerator, he's like driving like a crazy man, and like, you know, giving chase, weaving through cars, like turns around and like stops and pulls up somewhere, checks his watch, like 8:59, steps out, and it's just the front of the Hex Corp building.
Oh, that's my favorite. Lauren.
I think it's got to be like a flash forward to like a later episode in the season kind of thing, like maybe one of those so my dog is like running around in here. It's gonna be one of those like one of the funny episodes where it's like a musical or that everyone's like Muppets or that kind of thing. And I think like it's probably a shot of like a possessed Dick trying to stake Killian in like the middle of the office or something like that. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so on point. V, take us
So
home.
great. And it flashes to like Nessa's YouTube video, and like, you know, the numbers going up with all these likes, and she's like, yay, and then the video ends and you kind of like go through the screen and see like her bedroom, I guess, where she does her filming, and it's like super messy in there. There's like all of these like random monster hunting equipment lying on the floor, old like coffee cups and that sort of thing. And then there's like all these pictures of her monster hunting friends and all of the adventures that we've been on, like a corkboard.
Aw, because you're best friends.
Yeah,
Aw.
these like big hearts around Killian.
Yes. And I think when we come back, Haley, Joe was in the compliance office when Candace exploded, both figuratively and literally. And you got a little bit of injury for that. What did you do when the workday was over? About this time of night, where do we find you?
At a family dinner.
Beautiful. Can
With
you
all
tell
the
me
relatives.
tell me
Yes.
about your family?
Yeah, so it's like the weekly extent. Like Joe doesn't live with his family anymore. He's well moved out of home. But once a week, he has to attend dinner with his extended family. And there's probably like 25 people there. They've like monopolize like a giant section of restaurant. One of those restaurants that looks like the decor hasn't updated since the 80s. And there's just like a lot of yelling and shouting. And Joe is like picking out the best bits of food to give to his like elderly mother.
Oh, Joe. Oh.
And like fussing, like a lot of fussing, like, no, you have to try this one, Mom. It's not like they cooked it last time. It's really good. Try it.
I don't want to hurt your characters. They're such lovely people. The restaurant, I imagine, is like fairly noisy, right? Like just even if no one was saying a word, that many people in one space just make a lot of ambient noise. But people are talking and engaging and being friendly and all that sort of stuff. And one of the windows of the restaurant has been like fighting against the shutters with the wind, and eventually it just kind of like pops open, and this really cold, chill winter wind rolls across everyone in the restaurant. And someone gets up and they shut the window, but afterwards, it's almost like all the sound got washed out the window with the cold air, and it's just quiet. And nobody's looking at each other. Nobody's conversing. They're just like eating. And when Joe, if you turn back to your mother and like continue to fuss, she just kind of doesn't respond to you. She doesn't react to your presence at all. As you put food in front of her, she eats it or picks at it, but she never looks you in the eye. What do you do?
I think I like turn to my auntie, whose name is Winnie, and like this is like confirmation that something is wrong, I guess, because Auntie Winnie always has a comment about my hair when I take my hat off. So I turn to Auntie Winnie and I take my hat off. And I ask her, "What do you think, Auntie?"
This sounds like you're investigating a mystery. Does that sync for you?
Sounds good. Do we have a link to the...
Yeah, I can give you another.
Thank you.
It's in the chat.
I cannot find it. Cheers. 8.
Cool. On an 8, you're more than welcome to ask one question. Do you have a question in mind now, or should I respond with Winnie's actions?
It'd be cool to hear the response first.
So Winnie looks at you, like she turns her head toward you, as if she's heard something call from far, far, far away. And when her eyes track over you, they never lock on you. They never lock to you. It seems like she's staring through you. And she looks confused. And she kind of like looks past you, maybe over her shoulder. And she looks back around and like, half shrugs. And then she pushes her chair back, and as that like, as the scrape on the floorboards of her chair finishes, you hear it start again as someone across the restaurant pushes their chair back, and then as that one's finishing, you hear it start again as someone else moves it. And after a very like drawn out, tension filled scratch across these floorboards, everyone in the restaurant that is able to is standing, and they're looking around past each other, and they start to walk towards the door.
What happened here?
Here. The thing about these manifestations of emotion that Nessa was investigating before is that they can't kind of exist on their own. They need to take form in people. Emotions are a human condition, and they need to be in humans. And so whatever this glut of loneliness is, it has taken root in the people of this restaurant, and it's disconnected them from each other. My question is to you, why weren't you affected?
By loneliness, by a glut of loneliness. I think it's because like loneliness is not part of Joe's emotional vocabulary at all. He's very in the moment as a person. Like he's very present. He's always focusing on things and like what's happening right now. And so I think maybe for a moment he did feel a bit lonely. And then he was like, that's weird. Oh, look, duck.
Oh, that's so perfect. That's amazing. That's really cool. Oh man, I love that so much. So when everyone in this restaurant, your family and otherwise, stand and move toward the door, what do you do?
Joe is like obviously cottoned on now to the fact there's something going on, so he's just pulling out his gear.
It's pulling out your gear.
Yeah.
What particular part of your gear are you pulling out? This sounds so ominous.
Well, I mean, he's got like similar equipment. Like he's got his phone, and he's got one of those like he's got whatever phone just came out 3 seconds ago. He's got the iPhone 12, and like 46 different attachments for it that go into various different ports, which do various different things. I think it's like mostly like it's sensory equipment at this point.
Cool.
So he's trying to get an idea of where this is coming from.
Interesting.
Which I think what he's trying to do is read a bad situation.
Yeah. No, that sounds like it works for me. Go ahead.
Can I use one of the abilities that I haven't chosen on my sheet, but now have chosen to roll with cool instead of sharp?
Yeah, that's what they're there for.
Yay.
Look at you with all your abilities in your car.
Mainly my car. Oh no. May as well have just rolled with sharp. I got a 6.
Got a 6.
I'm guessing my great uncle isn't going to assist me, so.
Well, you could be lucky. You've got a lot of luck points.
All right.
I'm sure of it. If you'd like to make that a 12.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. All right, cool. So spend one of your luck on a 12. You may ask any questions you want about the situation, not just the listed ones. And you have 3 questions to ask.
How do you stop this?
Oh, man. How do you stop this situation?
No, this creature thing. These things.
So, good question. Good question.
Gotta love asking any question you want.
Yeah, I know, right? I hate these rules. So how do you stop this? It has been it's being like amplified by something. So this is a for something to be affecting so many people, it must be being amplified by something. If you could destroy whatever it is that is making it such a communal problem, you would stop it.
Are you gonna hate me if my next question is what is it being amplified by?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to hate you at all. But there. On your phone, when you pull it out, when you plug a couple of things in, there's a Wi-Fi signal on your phone that like is at full strength. It sits at the top of the list, and it's like a set of letters and numbers, like just random alphanumerics. And as you kind of look at it, it changes, and the numbers and letters rearrange, and they change again, and they rearrange again, and eventually they form into words. And Killian, Ryan, what high school did Killian go to?
Local public school, high school. I don't know what sort of town we're even in.
Yeah, man. I'm fishing for a name. Help me out.
Oh my goodness, that's terrible, Lauren. Sure, I went to Forest Stakes High.
Forest Stakes High, Lauren, you are the best. And that's just what it like. It's probably like Forest Stakes High student. You know how they have like separate Wi-Fi's for students and staff? Because we're all young enough to have gone to high school with Wi-Fi.
Yeah. And my last question is, like, what should I be on the lookout for, essentially? Oh, yeah, what's the biggest threat to me personally?
Loneliness is not a thing that you kind of have to worry about, apparently. But as you, because you're just so well loved, as you like move the burns that you've got from the time that Candace exploded in your office, the blast injuries that you're carrying there, they get irritated, and you realize that loneliness might not be the only emotion being amplified across people at the moment.
I'm gonna press I'm gonna activate the app on my phone that like sends the signal to everybody else's mobiles, like monster alert, the monster alert signal.
Yeah. Killian, what does it look like when you get that alert in your bachelor pad?
Probably I had the sound on my phone and like my phone tossed on the sofa or something, and it just starts blaring, you know, like monster alert, monster alert, monster alert, and going, oh no, wait, to try to get that, try to not slosh the blood, try to not trip over the dog, and there's just sort of chaos failure as I'm trying to get to the phone to turn off the alerts.
It's gorgeous. The dog probably just like as soon as you move, it like tries to lay on your feet again. Like it just constantly wants to be in that comfortable position on your feet, which means that it's always under your feet every time you walk around. And you get the alert. What's your next step? What do you do next?
Probably there's some like GPS map thing to that where it's now like got a little point.
There's a voice message.
Stuff. A voice message?
It's Joe.
What's the voice message say?
I'm going to listen to the voice message.
Meet me at Forest Stakes High. You know that shitty local school?
And there's that just kind of stare thing. Like I'm doing like, yeah, where I went to school.
Yeah, there's no reply because it's like a pre-recorded message.
Thanks, Joe. I say to the pre-recorded message. Excuse you, Lauren. I'm not that old.
With a quick cut back to Nessa and Dick. Dick, you get the message, but Nessa doesn't seem to be responding to it. What do you do?
So is Nessa in front of me? Like, is that am I still like sort of in her space?
Yeah, I mean, so Nessa took a couple of steps into this room and then like turned around and looked at you, and she looks super hurt at you, but like you didn't do anything to her, so I don't know why she's upset.
Yeah, and we totally get that Buffy shot of like Dick saying like Nessa, and like sort of shaking her shoulder to break her out of it.
And she's just like, her eyes are getting teary. Like she looks like she's about to cry.
And Dick's like, oh my God, Nessa, like what's wrong?
I think she tries to say something, but then she's like sort of makes a like a I'm about to cry noise.
And Dick, I think Dick is like, oh my God, whatever it is, like the monsters are happening. We've got to get.
And I think like we cut to see it from Nessa's perspective, and where you've said like what's wrong and like we have to go, Nessa hears like you're wrong and like I'm leaving.
You've got to go.
Ooh, and I think Dick even sort of like takes several swift steps like towards the door and then looks behind like as if he really is leaving her. But then he sort of looks over his shoulder and perhaps sees that she's like stuck in place. So like we'll run back and like grab her hand and it's like, look, Sandra has to wait. Like the guys need us. And I guess I'll also play the voicemail.
Couple of interesting ways to do this moves wise. It's I feel like this kind of fits into the protect someone bracket.
Oh sure.
Because you're trying to like protect Nessa from this thing. Would you like to roll plus tough?
I would love to roll plus tough. I feel like tough is probably not my strongest stat. No, it's not.
You're more than welcome to help out if you'd like.
Help out? No, roll plus cool. Okay, I will roll my help out.
I will roll some green dice.
But in character, when Dick comes up to her, Nessa gets really scared. Like,
I think that fits in narratively because I got a 3.
Oh, I did really well on my roll though.
Do you want to spend some luck, Lauren?
Yeah, I'll spend some luck.
So a point of luck will get you up to a 12. Both you and the character you're protecting are unharmed and out of danger.
Oh, good.
If you're protecting a bystander, they also become your ally. That cold feeling you've had, Nessa, when Dick touches you, like that warmth spreads across your body.
Yeah. So like just before Dick touches Nessa, she's like scared out of her wits, like he's going to do something to me, because he's so mad at me. And then as soon as it like crashes out, it's like, oh, this is a nice person. This is a friend. Okay. And it's a bit disorientating. So it's like,
and I think he tries once again. She's like, Nessa, like, what's wrong?
I'm not sure. It's the queerest sensation. There's, I think, and then this is when Nessa sort of looks over to Dick and asks, "Have you heard of these things that embody a certain emotion or like seep in, like, so yeah, seep into your emotional state and your consciousness? Have you heard of these?"
Kind of like a Bogart in Harry Potter.
I think that makes Nessa laugh a little bit, which kind of like is how you can tell that she's like back to normal. And she's like, yeah, I guess, sort of. I think it's something to do with that. I think I got to sit down and we have to find this. We have to find Sandy. She's probably in in trouble.
Okay, well, we got a notification from Joe saying that like he'd done something as well. So like, what do you want to do? I mean, we should stay here and fix this, I guess. I mean, I guess the guys can deal with it by themselves.
Well, ooh. I mean, I want to find Sandy at least. She can't be too far from here. It'll be 10 minutes. Let's just turn this house upside down. Let's just can't be that big, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. We'll have a look around here. We'll find Sandy and make sure everything's fine. Maybe leave with like this bottle of wine, as like, you know, as an apology since we can't stay. And then we'll meet up with everyone else.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, do you need a hug or something? You look like you may need a hug.
And then okay.
And then I don't know. I don't think like Dick was expecting her to say yes. So he's like,
Yeah.
It's like one of those really awkward like hugs where like
He hits her head with the wine bottle.
oh yes, totally. And then he sort of pats from the back and is like, "Are you feeling better now?"
And she kind of like leans in a bit, and she's like, "Yeah, okay, all right,
Okay,
let's find Sandy."
Let's find Sandy.
So as we're tearing the house upside down, or tearing the house inside out, upside down, whatever, roundabout, inside, which move do we think is most appropriate to this? I feel like there's a couple of good questions in Read a Bad Situation, a couple of good questions in Investigate a Mystery.
Probably Read a Bad Situation in this.
Sure.
Let's try one of that. Sure.
All right. You guys roll that baby, and then we'll step away and we'll come back to resolve it. So whichever you wants to do it can do it. If the other one wants to help out.
Lauren, you do it. I will help out.
Whoever is more sharp.
Oh yeah, I think that's me. I'm sort of. I like to think I'm pioneering the way forward with my reading torch that Nissa gifted me, while I still have like a hand on her shirt, and just in case something jumps out of the darkness.
And like it's a relatively small place, the kind that you two can tear apart in no time.
Yeah, I rolled snake eyes on my help roll.
It's okay. I got a 6, but my sharp is 2, so that's an 8.
Cool. So you'll have one Read a Bad Sitch question. Feel free to ponder it. We'll come back to you and see what happens from there.
Cool.
So Joe and Killian, where are you going? Where are you meeting up? You've said we need to do something. What is it that we do?
I think we meet at the gates of the high school.
Sorry, I just missed the end of that. What'd you say?
Sorry, I think that the message said to meet at the gates of the high school.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So, oh man, can you, Haley, take us through what it looks like as your, what was it, Toyota 86 Toyota rolls up on this place?
What the high school looks like?
Yeah, I guess sort of, yeah. And I want, we'll get everyone to splash something on the high school. But first, I just want to hear what you and your car looks like. We haven't seen your car yet. This is going to be our first shot of it. I want it to be legit.
Yeah, so I think the shot is like, the first shot is just the outside, like the outside of it's obviously sponsored by Toyota, because you get the outside of the car and then like the car driving and it turns around a corner. It looks really cool and there's like a little bit of a vroom noise. And like it's only when you've had like a good like at least 30 seconds of car that you flash inside the car and you see Joe with like one hand on the steering wheel, the other hand like on a call, like talking to somebody on the phone, and he's talking to someone in the compliance department. He's like, no, I'm telling you, you know, Auntie Winnie, like she didn't say anything about my hair. Nothing's like something's real bad's going on. And like, can you tell Francine, who's like his superior in the compliance department, I think. and then he like pulls up with it outside the front of the high school and sticks his head, like rolls down the window and sticks his head out, looking around for everybody else.
All right, so let's get everyone in on this one. As you look out the window, we're going to see this high school, and I want you all to remember just the most like depressing part of seeing your high school when you rocked up to it. I want to tap into that. So, for example, the thing about my high school is it was across the road from a wastewater treatment plant. So, if it was cold, even a little bit cold, there was this persistent fog over it that you knew was like mostly sewage, and like it was like a thick, dirty fog, and that hangs over Forest Stakes High. I guess Haley, you're there. So, what do you see as you like look out the window?
I think the sign that's like out the front is like says something like, you know, achieving excellence together, but like some kid has like scribbled over some of the letters, and so it just says like, I don't know, some profane like achieving excellence together, thank you. And then somebody else has had a go with it together, and the result is it's like quite, it's clear what they think of their school motto.
Disrespect. Lauren, so what do you got?
Sorry, what's the question? My dog was really distracting me.
God, that's so good.
She's pulled onto my bed. I don't know why.
Can we all just play with Lauren's dog instead of this game? I'm asking about the high school. Tell me the depressing fact of this generic soul-crushing high school.
Ooh. I think I think it's got to be like the little quadrangle, like the skater kids and stuff, like go and do their like skating, even though they're probably not like all that good, can't even do a good ollie or whatever. Like the half ramp or whatever has been totally busted in, and like no one's fixed it. So it's just this bits of broken wood that have been graffitied on and like sort of tumbleweed through like the skate park no one uses anymore.
Awesome. So good. Ryan, tell me about your high school experience.
I think probably the lawn was nice at one point, and it had, green spaces for students to sit on and everything, except it's been terribly overcrowded for a long time. And so they've popped up like relocatable classrooms on all of the green spaces that should have been there for only a year or so, but they just keep adding more and more so that there's nothing there that's not school anymore.
Oh God, that's depressing. And V.
So like there's like those like lines of lockers that are like all gray and beat up, and as the camera kind of like zooms in like into one of them or something, there's like a little graffiti thing that says Killian was here inside the locker.
That's so perfect. Killian, how do you get to the high school?
I was evaluating during this whether I've got a car or something, given that that's a move, and a move that's not even available to my playbook. So,
I mean, I think you can have a car, but there is a difference between a car and a Toyota built for monster hunting. Or you can catch the bus.
I was also evaluating so do I take the move that lets me just turn into a bat and then I fly to school? I think I'm just going to take public transit. Like, I take the bus in the middle of the night.
And so, like, the bus doesn't go to the high school during the night. So, like, you've got to get off, like, a block away and, like...
Yeah, and just kind of walk there.
Yeah.
Trying to look, like, I'm not just going to a public school at night like a creep.
Do you bring the puppy or do you leave it at home?
I don't bring the puppy. I leave it at home, except I close the door and lock it, and the puppy's sitting next to me. And I'm like, but you're supposed to be inside. And so I try to put it back inside and close the door and lock it. And the puppy's next to me again. I'm just like, okay, fine. So, and I can't take the dog on the bus, but the dog is on the bus, and it's cute enough that people aren't making a scene about that. And it's just okay. I guess there's this dog following me, and it's just trooping along. Like, this is the best thing ever as we're walking up to the school.
Oh my god, I love that so much. Oh, that's my favorite. Oh boy. Great. So guys, take me into this scene as the Killian and the unnamed puppy arrive, and Joe's out the front.
You brought a puppy.
And not intentionally. It's just been following me today and yesterday.
What do you mean not intentionally? Oh, look at this, so cute. Look at this little scarf. Look,
And
did you put
Killian
that scarf on there? It's so cute.
Almost horrified because Joe doesn't do this. This is not a Joe face. What's going on here?
Yeah, totally. And he bends down and is like ruffling it and being like, oh, he's such a good boy. Or girl, don't know. Don't know the gender of this dog.
I don't know. It seemed impolite to check, so I haven't.
And this goes on for like a good 3 minutes.
And eventually Kelly's just like, so there was a thing here?
Oh yeah. Where's Nessa and Richard?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything out of them.
And Link. There's some weird beacon inside this school. We got to shut it down. It's not a. That was not an overwhelming reaction. I was expecting a little bit more.
Of course, we're gonna shut it down. I mean, am I supposed to be more excited about that? I'm like checking my phone, trying to see if they've responded, and I just missed the alert or something.
Like in the zone, you know? And Joe gives you a really serious face. In the zone. The monster hunting zone.
Killian just looks flabbergasted again because he went straight from, but aren't you the best puppy, to, you're not in the zone. We must be all business all the time. I'm like, what? This whiplash?
And then I think Joe hands him a bunch of stuff like, here, take this, like, you know, vest and these scanner things and hold these things, and you're the only one that can, like, is likely to get any leverage out of this hitty thing, and like just hands Killian a bunch of stuff essentially.
And Killian goes from flabbergasted to like, wait, what? I'm covered in stuff, trying not to drop anything and kind of badly juggling stuff, and also trying to get his phone put away because it's still in one hand and his arms are full of stuff now, so he can't actually see the screen anymore.
Yeah. And then Joe like climbs up and drops down the other side of the locked school gates.
So am I supposed to climb the gate too? I mean, I've got all this stuff. I shouldn't throw this over the gate, right? Do I just...
You can climb the gate, Killian. You look like you bench at least 40, if not 50.
What, like 40 pounds? That's like a really small dog?
Kilos!
And Killian's trying to do the math in his head, but it's distracting because, this is like early morning and Joe's been very weird.
Joe,
of course I can do it. I can hear Dick making fun of me in the back of my head and also in the chat. So, yeah, I will attempt to climb the gate while holding all of this stuff.
Yeah, just quickly, Killian, do you want to give me an act under pressure roll?
Sure.
Sure.
I don't have cool, so that's going to go really well.
And this is quite literally your acting under pressure. So it's about whether you just leap this fence or whether you get like a little bit frustrated and drop some things once or twice, and maybe get some high emotions involved.
I rolled a 12, which is -1 because I'm not cool, but that's still a success.
Do you want to spend some luck to make it a 12?
No, thank you.
Okay. So as you're climbing over, like, and you got everything together, and you're starting to get like a little bit frustrated with like having to, climb, and maybe you drop something, so you got to go back down and pick up that thing, and then start again, and then something else drops, and the dog's like yapping at you because it's just stepped through the fence, and is like yapping encouragement at you as you try and climb over, and you're able to push the emotions down. There's just a period where like one of the things you're carrying, like one of the sticks or whatever you've been given, just feels a little bit like warm in your hand, a little bit uncomfortably warm. But you make it over the fence. I wouldn't look into it too hard.
I'm totally gonna look into that too hard later on, but yes, continue.
Absolutely. No, I think that as you like hit the ground on the other side, we the audience see like a little wisp of smoke trailing off where your hands touching this thing, and then we cut away. And I'm gonna jump back to the other two, but would everyone like to take a break at this point to sort out our puppies and that sort of stuff? I'm gonna get some water.
To sit here being jealous that I can't pet Lauren's dog.
I feels, man. You've got cats, so I feel real bad. Is everyone okay? Oh my god, it's
Lauren B's Bulbasaur.
Oh, that's so great. I'll send you guys a picture of Barry later. Do we want to let's just come back at 45? Does that work for everyone? 6 minutes? Cool. Catch you at 45.
So my folks are away, which is why our dog is like particularly needy.
It's super cute.
Yeah, it's cute for a while. I was doing good society edits with one hand and then patting the dog with the other one because she was like going.
Oh, that's adorable.
She's like 15, but she still acts like she's a puppy. Taking her
My
whining.
favorite, yeah. She's adorable.
I'm so sorry.
It's adorable. It's my absolute favorite.
Because then she's also like super, like she has a bit of arthritis and stuff, so she can't quite like move around as quickly as she wants. So I can hear her like
Yeah.
clunking down the stairs.
Oh.
Hello. Oh, and she's got her Christmas cracker chew toy that makes squeaky sounds.
Yeah.
How perfect for recording.
Yeah, this is Def's gonna go over the mic.
Oh, no, she's fine.
Are you enjoying the game?
Oh, totes. Yeah.
Nice.
It's just the. Oh, no, sorry. The reason I'm like it's really hard. Like,
So cute.
I'm trying to manage my cognitive load as a player. So I apologize. But no, I dig all the neat scene painting we've done as well for like this high school and all that kind of thing. And like it feels really creepy, but it's kind of silly at the same time. So it's perfect.
Yeah, I feel like tone management for this game is probably like 80% of the effort, but it's very good. You guys are really good at it, like really good at working it. So it's awesome.
I think watching Little Evil helped a lot as well. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so sweet as well. Like, I went in thinking like, oh, this is just gonna be like some dumb film, but it's like really heartwarming and sweet.
I'll have to have a look.
Hello.
Hello. Is everyone else having fun?
Lots of fun. It's fun to just like also watch other people's characters. Like at the moment we're in 2 different locations, but that's okay. Like it's still just as interesting.
I hope so.
Plus, it's also one of those like TV tropes where then they meet up later on at the crucial juncture, and they've both got both sides of the story or whatever it is, both pieces of the puzzle. So it's good as well. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm enjoying it.
Man, I wonder where Link is. Hey, like I wonder what's happening to Link during all this. That's super exciting. I'd love to see that. Lou and I'll do a solo sesh at some point. So Lauren, did you end up deciding what question you wanted to ask from your read a bad situation move?
Yeah, totes. I think it was gonna be what's the best way to protect the victims?
What's the best way to protect the victims? So you noticed that when you interacted with Nessa, you were able to snap her out of it. So that might be a good way to protect the victims or to undo what's being done to the victims. The other solution that you have as a monster hunter is to destroy the source of whatever it is. Because once you destroy the source, everything is solved.
Awesome. It's like awkward hugs up until that point.
Yep.
And
awkward hugs and then stabbing. The two of you, what do you do? Sorry, the two of you. Not like you're not in 2 groups of 2.
Yeah.
Team Sandy's house.
Yeah. So is Sandy around at all? Do we run into do we?
No.
Nope.
She's very much gone.
Wow. So does it look like she's packed in it, or just gone, just disappeared?
It doesn't look like she's she's packed anything. It actually, she probably. Oh man. Okay. She had a bowl of the like Aldi version of Favorites chocolates, the things that you get out when you've got someone around and you don't actually know them at all. And there's like a bowl sitting on a table for when you came over. But like, oh, maybe there's something else that shows this. Yeah, she'd had
Cookies in the oven.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So she'd had food like prepped to go in the oven.
Yeah.
And she turned it on and preheated it, but had never put anything in it. And it looks like she's left in the middle of that.
Mm.
And so there's like in the kitchen, it's just dark, and then there's just the light of this oven, this like yellow light cast onto this bowl of cheap chocolates.
Oh no. And there's no signs of a struggle or anything as well, which makes it creepier. She's just turned around. Just like, I don't think we're going to be able to find Sandy like this.
I think like Dick will wander over to the spooky dog noise. He'll wander over to like the countertop and pick up like the bowl of it's batter, right? Like cookie batter.
Yeah, she's probably like there's like the bowl next to it with the remains in it, and she's like put the rest onto a tray in like these misshapen in like Christmas molds. So there's like Christmas trees and stars and stuff.
Nice. Yeah, I think like Dick will like dip his little finger into the batter and like tap a taste. Be like, tastes fresh. Oh, where do we go from here? I mean, she sort of disappeared into. So I'm so sorry, disappeared out of nowhere.
When you say it's fresh, Ness is like, I thought accountants was meant to be smart. Yeah, so I guess we should meet up at the high school and at least try to put an end to this, but it's probably the best way. Nessa's gonna, I think what she'll do is do a quick vlog on her channel as well to like be like, I'm looking for my friend. If you see this lady, tweet at me. Not sure where she's gone. Want to make sure she's safe, kind of thing.
Can I also like do a little bit of investigating while we're in the kitchen?
Yeah. Go ahead. Investigate. I think this is you, like, in the batter, that sort of thing.
Ooh, yeah. In that case, can I rely upon my?
Oh my god, this is gonna be the best.
What is it? My haven. When you hit the books, like I kind of picture if it's with this batter, Dick like opens up like a cookie recipe or something like that, or like Google's like. I'm guessing he's like assuming it's chocolate chip or something, just like trying to have a Google of like some recipes, like and like other keywords like demonic or like possessed or like,
yep. Yeah, definitely. Oh yes. Okay. And the thing that tips you off with this is she's got the tray of cookies, right, that are all in these Christmas molds. So they're like trees and stars and shit. And right in the middle, there's one in the shape of a hexagon. Like nice. the Hex Corporation logo, and in the top of it, there's like someone's fingernail has been dragged through it and has left like it's this like scored diagonal line.
I love it. I will
roll your bones. Oh wait, is this a rolling move? Or do you do a thing? Or
I when I hit the books, I get +1 forward to investigating the mystery.
Ooh, well then you're welcome to roll with +1 forward then.
Awesome. I will roll. I got a 9 at rolling. What's the stat again? Sharp. Oh man, I get like a 13.
What? On a 12, you may ask the keeper any question you want about the mystery, not just the listed ones.
Oh, how many questions do I get?
It says any question, but I'm assuming you still get 2, so you still hold 2 from.
Okay, so I should be sensible.
I don't know then. Well, you can, or you can try and break the game Haley style. Both are valid. Got some in your head, or would you like some time?
I kind of want to start with like what happened here. That's the question on the list, right?
Yeah.
And then I might save my weird cookie question after you've given me some like information that might help us.
Okay, so you're asking me what happened here. Is that correct?
Or what is being concealed here is maybe like a better one.
Oh, interesting. I think the honest answer is that nothing is being concealed here. I think this is as straightforward as it looks to you, which is that she was here and then she left, and there's no struggle, and there's no. Probably the only thing that's concealed is, and you can kind of you can see it because it looks different and it feels different, and Nessa's device is different. That central cookie, the one in the hexagon shape, there's something about it.
I think. Oh, I get another question too. Sorry, this is gonna be really dumb. I shouldn't be like tasked with asking the like MC serious questions about solving this mystery.
No, that's okay. Tone management, you can do it.
So I feel like
so much.
I feel like when Dick tasted the batter, he was getting like nutmeg and cinnamon and like a bit of vanilla and like maybe some brown sugar, but there was an ingredient in there that he just couldn't put his finger on. What ingredient is that?
Oh my god. Like I'm gonna answer this question, but like, oh man, it's not like a cult or weird or anything. It's like she used like a gluten-free flour or something like that. Flour's not gluten-free, right? No.
Yeah.
I don't know. She used like they're vegan. They're vegan cookies with vegan chocolate in them as well.
Vegan gluten-free cookies. Yeah, like
vegan gluten-free cookies.
When you cook for an office, it's like you've got to cater for everyone's like eating requirements. Yeah, totally.
Sandy, that's what she's doing.
So I think like Dick like does that. See, like it's like the taste of whatever this gluten-free flour is, and he's like, chickpea flour. I don't know if I would have used that in this recipe, but like, hey, maybe it tastes good when it's cooked. And then he's like, right, like we gotta like bag this evidence. And then he sort of pulls out like a Ziploc bag from his pocket and like will take the hex cookie with like the whatever spatulas around and slip it into the bag as carefully as he can.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. And then like what's next?
I think Dick looks to Nessa and he says like, well, as far as I can tell, she just like walked on out of here. I mean, I guess we could see if her keys are around or the car. Yeah, like.
Well, we'll go out and take a look if the car's still there, which I assume it's not, or she just walked off.
No, the car's still there.
Yeah, so she's just walked off. Let's take let's take the cookie batter and meet up with everyone else and see if see if we can help them out.
Oh, have you tried calling
her? Huh. Nessa says, pulls out her phone. I goes through the contacts and I was like, oh my god, I didn't think that drunken karaoke Christmas party last year was going to come in and help, but she totally did give me her number back then.
Oh, great. Let's give her a call. I mean, maybe she just went for a walk with her dog/cat/pet or something.
So yeah, let's try it. Yeah, we'll call her mobile phone.
So it rings for a while. And then the line picks up.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to cut away from the two of you back to the other group, because as you clear the top of this fence, Killian, as you land on the ground, you hear nearby someone's phone ringing. And I'm gonna ask, I think Haley's gonna have a good one for this. Haley, what is the song that Sandy would have as her ringtone?
The first time ever I saw you. It's that song.
And it just echoes across, like through those weird thin-walled temporary demountable buildings that are out on thing. You just hear that song echo through that, and it sounds kind of like it's coming from everywhere at once.
Can I say, as I make it over the gate, like the dog scuttles through a spot where the chain link or something had pulled up a bit, where probably I could have gone through if I wanted to, but I didn't notice that. And so now the dog's still here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joe says, that music may be the source of the amplification.
We're tracking down someone's cell phone. Okay, sure.
And starts walking towards where it sounds like it's
follow Joe.
But
trying
he's
to
got,
kind of peer over my pile of stuff.
He's doing the commander, looking around for people, hiding behind demountable buildings,
Yeah. Do you want to read a bad sitch, maybe, Joe?
Sure.
I feel like this is a known bad situation, right?
Yeah. I'm good at it because I roll with my cool, as you noticed last time.
As I notice.
Ah, that's better. 11.
Cool. You want to try and help out Killian to push that up to 12, or are you happy?
Given that I have a negative cool,
yeah,
maybe I won't try to help.
All right, maybe you won't then.
I'm just going to try not to trip over the dog and spill everything while I'm following him.
So on a 10+, all right, that's cool. I just figured something out. On a 10+, you hold 3. Please, you have 3 questions from that read a bad sitch list if you would like, or we can just you can answer them. You can ask them whenever you'd like.
Yeah. Right now, I just want to know what's my best way in towards the thing emitting the signal, essentially.
So as you go through the temporary buildings, the demountable buildings, the music just leads ahead of you, and it keeps bouncing off each wall, and you can kind of just follow it, like it beckons you almost. Yeah.
Are there other people around?
Not that you can see.
Yeah. Joe follows it.
All right. So you've got 2 more questions whenever you want them. You can follow this around, and once you get around the buildings a couple of times, you realize that the music is coming from kind of where these buildings are set up. They're formed like surrounding. They've left like a bit in the middle of these buildings empty, and it's meant to be like a play area for the kids, but it's just fucking dirt after everyone's playing on it and stuff. And you notice as you weave your way through the maze of the outer buildings, as you get to the inner ones before this play area, that where any other school might have set them up in a square, they've set up 6 of these in like a hexagon. Yes.
Yeah. Joe pulls out his mobile phone and snaps that. And then notices that Ness has uploaded a new video and stops to watch it.
I'm going to give you one more piece of information, which is that when you see that dirt hexagon between the buildings, that's where this sound is coming from. And in the middle, there is probably among the people who, among like Sandy herself, you recognize a couple of other people from work. There are a couple other people just from around the town, and they're all standing in this hexagon in such a way that they stand staring straight ahead in such a way that no one is like making eye contact with anyone else. Like they're all looking away from each other.
What do you make of this, Killian?
Killian's going to try to angle his arm load full of stuff so he can actually see to look at what they're doing or what Joe is looking at. And what am I looking at here?
A bunch of people in a hexagon.
That's pretty creepy. Is that a new team building thing?
Do you reckon this has anything to do with Hexco? I mean, that is our corporate logo, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it probably corporate has a reason for it, but I don't know what it is.
Well, it's just that if this is, part of what Hexco is doing, then we shouldn't really be interfering. Because it's the exec's business. Just if it's official,
Yeah, I mean, that's more your department, so sure, whatever you say.
Can I call someone from the agency?
Yeah. So at this point, like as you pull out your phone too, you hear hello, and Sandy has like answered her phone. But yeah, what have you got a move for agency, or is this just?
Yeah, I probably do.
You do. I think you've got one that's like when you want advice or something, you call the agency.
I've got one which is when you deal with the agency.
Sounds like it to me.
Yeah, which is basically about whether or not I get in trouble.
Sounds perfect.
Okay.
Sounds absolutely perfect. When you deal with the agency requesting help or gear or making excuses for failure, roll plus sharp. Yeah. All right. I love it.
Sweet.
Now, can you tell me, I don't know if you've picked it as well. The agency has 2 resource tags and 2 red tape tags. Have you had a look at those and picked those yet? And if not...
well, the red tape has got to be bureaucratic.
Yeah. You get one more red tape one as well.
And take no prisoners policy.
I love it.
And I think their resources are offices all over the place.
Uh-huh.
And official pool.
Oh, lovely. Lovely. Okay. Yes. So you roll plus sharp.
11. Yeah.
11. Cool. On a 10 plus, you're good. Your request for gear or personnel is okayed, or your slip up goes unnoticed.
I have to pull out my work phone, actually, which is not the same as my regular phone.
Yes. So when it rings, they answer with just a short yes.
It's Joe. Corporate ID 1249762.
You can hear the keys in the background. They're like, and I think the enter key actually muted me there, so whatevs. And you get go ahead.
We're at Forest Stakes High. There seems to be a hexagon situation. Can you check if this is official Hexco business?
There's like more tapping and slapping, and it's
Can you also tell Francine happy birthday?
They're like very sternly, like nothing on the books. We don't have any operations in that area. And then the voice lifts a little bit, and they say, and we're signing a card for Francine tomorrow if you're interested.
Oh damn! I forgot to put my gold coin donation in. Oh, that's really Australian. But anyway,
we're going to get her a tasteful candle.
Oh, she's gonna love that. And then I think Joe hangs up. Thank you.
And Killian in the background is just mouthing like, "What the heck?"
And Joe's like, "It's not official Hexco business, which means we not only have a monster on our hands, we have a plagiarism suit."
I mean, yeah, priorities. So.
I bet they didn't fill out the forms to use that.
Let me go back to my reference sheet to find the move. Yeah, what's most vulnerable to me? I want to find where that beacon is.
Okay. Interesting. I'm going to think on that question because I don't have an answer immediately, so I need to think on it a little bit. So I'm going to move back to the other group. And Nessa, Sandy answers, and she says, "Oh shit, Lauren's gone. Let's give Lauren a minute or two to come back, and I'm going to think about this thing for Haley." So
good idea.
This is going to set some tone. So I think this is what's vulnerable to the peoples are here. All right. I'm going to send Lauren a message as well. Just quietly, I'm all about Joe calling and having this very professional compliance conversation, then being like, "Oh, by the way, Francine, it's Francine's birthday." Makes me so happy.
You don't have to get the boss's birthday.
Aww.
It's a career suicide.
Absolutely. Especially in compliance. That kind of
attention to detail can ease your way to a promotion.
Oh boy. Lauren, what are you doing to me? Okay, that's her 2 minutes. We'll push on for now, and we won't go too far. All right. So, Vanessa, when you the phone picks up and you just hear Sandy's voice, kind of sad. Hello.
Hi, Sandy. It's Nessa here. Did you want us to meet you elsewhere tonight?
Hello?
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 Hello? I make some clapping noises.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Lauren, are you there?
And Sandy, after saying hello a couple of times, she doesn't even hang up. We see it from Killian and Joe's perspective. She just takes the phone down from her ear and drops it on the ground, and you hear like the thud and the scratches like it hits the ground.
And I would imagine that like sort of Killian and Joe being nearby sort of coming from the phone would hear Nessa being like, hello.
And the clapping noises.
Yeah. Oh no, Dick. I think something's got into her. Let's track her GPS signal and be on our way.
Let's do it.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's adorable. So to answer your question, Haley, to answer your question, what is vulnerable to Joe? I think in terms of vulnerability, the people who are standing out in this hexagon together are like physically vulnerable to you. There's nothing protecting them or guarding them. And I think that between two of the buildings, creating a like diagonal line across the hexagon, if you were to look at it from above, there is like a strand of what looks like a single strand of almost like phone cable wire, like it's just that really thin low frequency antenna kind of thing.
Killian, you've got those wire cutters that I gave you.
Yeah, in here somewhere. I tried juggling the pile of stuff to get at the wire cutters.
Joe takes the stuff instead of the wire cutters.
I have wire cutters now.
You think you could cut that wire over there? I think it's the source of the signal.
Yeah, sure. We try to cut the wire.
Yeah, so it's like hanging from roof to roof of these opposite-sided buildings. So you'd have to like get up there. What's the scene of Killian climbing up the side of these buildings?
Probably Killian just trying to climb the wall and also trying not to swear a bunch as he's doing it, because Joe from compliance would probably hold that against him somehow. I mean, somehow that's not compliant. I don't know. I'm not sure what compliance does. I just know they're terrifying. And
Joe's like, use your lats, use your lats.
And like holding the wire cutters in my hand until I realized that I have pockets. I can put it in a coat pocket and then climb a bit easier.
So Ryan will get you.
Yes, if only I could turn into a fucking bat that could carry wire cutters. I mean, I don't think most bats are capable of carrying that kind of weight.
Ryan will get you to take us all the way up to you cutting this line, but first I want to say that as you like leave the ground, Joe, you notice this puppy like just gets a little bit anxious. Like as soon as it's not physically placing itself up against Killian, it just gets like a little bit anxious, and it comes up to you and just like tries to soothe itself against your boots.
Yeah, Joe kind of ignores it because he's in the zone and he's got his mission face on.
I love in the zone. So Killian, take us up to I guess I will go from there. So as you're placing the wire cutters around this thin strand, and you push down, and as soon as the metal touches the wire, you feel a bit of resistance. And I would like you to, unless you've got a better move for this, maybe act under pressure.
I don't have a better move for that, and I'm not sure what it would be. So I'm going to act under pressure, which I'm really bad at.
Sounds perfect.
That's a 5.
Great. Do you want to spend your luck to make that good?
I mean,
so let me ask you this way: as you push it down, it's the cutters aren't going through, and you start to get frustrated that it was Joe that sent you up here instead of coming up himself, and that you that this isn't working and that you should just be at home anyway. Like, none of this is your problem. Do you want to spend some luck on this?
I mean, given that whole not my department, not my problem setup, I feel like I'm not going to spend some luck on this.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Let me find out what the next thing is. Okay. We see you pressing down with the bolt cutters. They start to, instead of cutting through the wire, they start to almost melt through it. Where your hand touches them, they are smoking, and small embers like launch out from them and land on this, on like the fibro roof of this building and splutter out. And there's just more and more of that building frustration. Can you tell me, please, Killian, what has frustrated you most about who's fun? What has frustrated you most about Dick?
So, I mean, yeah, like Lauren's saying in chat, so many things. But to keep it brief, I feel like Dick and I have this weird one-upmanship where he seems to think that rather than being a good accountant, that being slightly better than me is the metric by which he's being graded. And so it's not really how well are we doing our job. It's the, am I doing my job better than Dick or better than Killian? And I'm getting kind of sick of this weird contest we have going.
And with that in your mind, as these cutters finally sear through the wire, it falls from the top of the roof. And I think you just straight up melt the bolt cutters as you like finally push them closed. They just turn to like that metallic rubbery slag in your hand. I'm going to give you a certain amount of harm. I just need to see how much it's going to be. Yeah, so there's going to be 2 harm there for you, unless you want to spend some luck.
I should probably ask at this interval, are the bolt cutters silvery? Because I was totally taking that vulnerability. And they were making me smoke, so I'm gonna...
No, sorry. They're not making you smoke. You're making
okay, they're just smoking in general? Okay.
You're making them smoke because you're smoking.
My character sheet regardless.
But I do love that. So they, as you melt them in your hand into the slag, and they melt in turn the wire, and your hand probably like physically catches on fire with all of this just frustrating anger that you have. And the wire falls between the people in this hexagon. And as soon as it's broken, every one of them in that hexagon turns to you, Killian. They look you right in the eye. Collectively, they all point at you and they say, "You!" And then they burst into flame.
What the fuck?
So, I think this is a perfect time, right? For it cuts away, ad break, comes back, and we've got Nessa and Dick arriving to the school, like with this almost there's this giant smoke plume that comes out from the middle of this brick of temporary buildings, and you can see it from kilometers away as you go, and probably if you're close enough, like when the burst happens, you see the flames leap above the tops of these buildings. and then it's just black smoke.
Yeah.
And sorry, Nessa, and then immediately like Sandy's GPS thing goes dead.
Phew. Like I imagine Dick and Nessa would run straight in, and like, you know, it's a school. They've probably got like a whole bunch of fire extinguishers that have never been used, except for mock-up day. And then so, you know, Nessa picks up one, and like you see her jumping in and like trying to put out some of the fire, and through the licks of flames, she can see Jo. She can't really quite make out where Killian is. Killian like brightly on fire at this stage? I don't know if she's noticed.
How does fire affect you as a vampire?
I don't think it has any particular effect on me. I mean, I probably don't like being on fire, but I get that -1 to damage.
So I think it's probably like destroying your clothes, but otherwise not really having an impact.
I like this coat, and now it's on fire.
That's even worse, right?
Yeah. So I think first there's just all these fire, like, yeah, so Nessa's putting out the fire on the ground at this stage. Are the people in a lot of, like, yeah, I guess they're on fire.
Do you want to roll to protect someone?
Yeah, I do. I do. I want to yell at Dick and Jo to also pick up a can. What are you doing?
I was gonna say, I totally picture Dick like coming in behind you, grabbing up like the other fire extinguishers. It's like back-to-back fire extinguishers.
Yeah, that's right.
Stuff. Yeah.
All right, let's roll protect someone.
Roll it.
I will use my luck if this fails.
Man, if this was a really good game, it would have like a mechanic for people working together and like rolling moves together and stuff. Shame it's not a good game like that.
I know. Shame. I mean, there is a help out. I rolled a 6 plus tough. Oh, okay, so I just have a 6. So I will use what.
Am I helping?
Well, I was going to say we can do luck or we can do help, but we can do.
I'll use my luck.
Cool. So on a 10 plus, choose an extra. So on a 7 plus, you protect them okay, but you'll suffer some or all of the harm they were going to get. On a 10 plus, choose an extra. You suffer little harm. All impending danger is now focused on you. You inflict harm on the enemy. You hold the enemy back. Probably not inflict harm on the enemy.
No, I love all impending danger is now focused on you.
Yeah.
It's made for me.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think that's it. Like just pulling. So like some of the people, I'm sorry, like you're probably a bit late for them, but others you can like physically drag out of the almost bonfire that's been formed in the middle of this hexagon. And like I said before, it's dirt. Like there's no grass. It seems to just be burning on nothing. But yeah, you're like physically. You end up physically trapped and surrounded by this fire. I think you're going to take to the 2 fire harm anyway, just as part of the 7 plus. But now we have that impending danger, which is that we see you in the middle of this hexagon, and you're fighting against this fire, and it's almost like it's sneaking up on you. So like when you spray one side of it with your extinguisher, it comes up behind you, and you like turn and get that, and then it comes up like over your other shoulder, and you've got to spin again. And Dick's working like behind you, and the two of you are fighting the fire together. But like it drives between you, and you get separated, and then you're just at that loss on your own. Jo, what happened to you, and what are you doing?
You may remember from episode 1, Joe's leather jacket that he wears when he goes monster hiding, which is also white. It's also fireproof. So when everything caught on fire, Joe pulls the puppy under like his leather coat and like huddles up for a minute while everything just sort of goes. And then when it's just burning rather than exploding, he's gonna try and get to Killian, because as far as Joe can see, Killian is on fire and on the roof.
Yeah.
And going to die from being on fire, like people who are on fire do.
As they do. How do you scale the side of this building?
With a puppy. Look, I mean, with my giant biceps and my well-developed lats.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. That sounds fantastic. Once we get up the top, you've got Killian. Like, what do you look like, Killian, when you're on fire but not being hurt by it?
I mean, I look like a guy in a peacoat who is on fire, and also it was like burning, and I just look really annoyed by this, like kind of flailing, going, with the fire gonna go out. Come on. And trying not to lose my grip on the building because I don't want to fall a height while I'm on fire, because that's, insult to injury, but also trying to put myself out.
Yeah, great. Do you guys want to take your scene there? I really like it. I want to sort of see what comes of it.
Yeah, so like Joe rips off his fireproof leather jacket with the intention of kind of like using it as a fire blanket. And then like he pauses, like he's about to like throw it on Killian, and pauses for a moment when he sees that Killian is not burning. And like, I think this is the first time we see Joe actually look shocked. He's like, he just stands there for a second and he's like, are you all right?
No, I'm not all right. I'm on fire. Flail.
Yeah, but you look okay though. I mean, you're not burning.
But I'm not okay because I am on fire and I am burning. And also I like this outfit and it is on fire, and trying to pat myself out.
Right. So Joe puts down his leather jacket because it's like Killian's clearly fine, so he doesn't need the jacket because the jacket is expensive. And then pulls out his his phone with the attachment for like detecting supernatural stuff, and is like trying to get it working.
Yeah. Do you want to investigate some mysteries?
Mm-hmm. There's no like reading others' thoughts move in this.
Nope.
The game, is there? Dang.
Nope. It's not a game about that, apparently.
Every game is about that in my mind. Wow.
Yeah, totally with you.
I got a 12 somehow.
Great. So on a 10 plus, you hold 2. You can ask 2 questions from the list. None of this any question stuff. I'm going back to the rules. I realized I was doing it wrong. Now I've fixed it.
What sort of creature is it?
Well, I mean, we know what sort of creature Killian is, right?
Or rather, what is being concealed here, I guess.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of give you like the Killian stuff for free, right? Like but what's being concealed here is that like you can see as you refuse to take Killian's dismissals, and you like he's more frustrated about the fact that you won't listen to him and that his coat is on fire. The flames like seem to get bigger, so like it's worse than it was when you arrived. And so it's like every time you say no, but you're okay, and he's like, fuck no, I'm not. It like it gets a little bit hotter and a little bit brighter.
Can I throw to Ryan to ask what comes up on Joe's phone about Killian?
probably like 100% match vampire. Or
Okay,
something.
so it's like quite explicit. It's not just like high levels of supernatural. Yeah, okay, match vampire.
Match vampire, approximately 200 years old.
Oh,
I am
So
not that
rude.
old, Killian.
Hi.
Like,
Wait.
yells to himself.
And then Joe's like, mate, you didn't tell me you were a vampire. I thought we were friends.
And Killian just kind of pauses in his attempting to beat himself out of fire, like, I didn't think we were friends. I thought you hated me, but I don't want to say that now because that would be super awkward. So he's just like, yeah, there wasn't a good point in conversation to say that.
Have you told your department supervisor? It's sex code regulation that any supernatural creatures must inform their department supervisor.
I mean, not yet.
Look, I understand these conversations need to, you know, there can be sensitive and
I was worried about workplace discrimination on the basis of undeath, and
there's so many laws against that. He pulls out his little like pocket handbook thing.
and Kelly's just like, and you're worried about this now, but I am on fire.
And then, oh yeah, that clearly wasn't the source of the signal. And oh, I want to use my last question.
Great, but I'm still on fire.
I actually want to use my last question is where did it go? Because I'm trying to find the source of the signal.
Oh, that's a really good question. I think at the moment, and I'll probably feed you some more information later, but at the moment, like as you try to track anything, you're just getting washed out by the amount of supernatural ecto juice that's coming off this fire and Killian, and like just this whole situation at the moment. Like this quite obviously almost sentient fire that's that is raging in between these buildings. Just blows out your ability to detect anything softer.
All right, so I think Joe says to Killian, I think what you need to do is relax. I did the mindfulness at work course, and it really helped me.
Okay, I'm
Deep
not sure that
breaths.
mindfulness is the proper solution to being on
Just
fire.
try it.
We're not supposed to stop, drop, and roll, but I'm up a building. I can't do that. Yes,
Just
clearly
I'm going to ask
panicking.
you just to try it before you judge it.
And Killian, fully on fire, tries to do the take a breath and then, just mindfulness meditation with kind of glaring at Joe like, this is not going to work. You give me the worst advice. Why?
Does
When you-
Killian get calmer?
When you use magic, say what you're trying to achieve and how you do it, and then roll plus weird.
I have so much weird this might work. I'm trying to be not on fire, and I'm doing it through mindfulness meditation.
Right.
This is a sentence I never thought I'd have a chance to say. Which, it's a good thing I have some weird, because that makes it a 9.
Beautiful. On a 7 to 9. Do you want to either spend luck or get help from Joe?
I'd like to assist because I'm there saying 1, 2, and hold that in. That's good.
Please roll plus cool.
11.
11. Cool. So we don't have to worry about your danger. So that's a 10 for you there, Sir Killian. On a 10 plus, the magic works
Yay.
without issues. Choose your effect, which I think is going to be banish a spirit or curse from person, place, or object it inhabits. Basically.
Yeah, sure. I mostly choose not to be on fire, so if that puts out the fire spirit, awesome.
So, Killian, do you want to? I want to hear what it's like for Killian to find your happy place. Where is your happy place? What is mindfulness to a vampire?
I think that it takes Killian a bit to find a proper happy place because he's not totally sure what happiness is to a vampire. And finally, it's just a sort of calm, suspended feeling. Like, if he were to think about it too much, it would be sort of the hanging upside down sort of feeling. But he's not going to put it that close. It's just sort of being in balance.
And you start to feel cool but not cold. The wind feels soft but not sharp. And Joe sees physically the fire start to die away from your skin. The edges of your coat remain like burnt and charred. There's probably a hole or two in there. And around you, including down on the ground where Nessa and Dick are like struggling to fight this fire between each other, it starts to like recede away. And I don't mean recede away like it starts to die down into the ground like a fire would, as in it starts to like move away from you. It the fire like breaks apart and falls back into one location, and it starts to like creep backwards from you. And if you step towards it with your fire extinguisher, it like flares up towards you, but with none of the intensity that it used to have. And it starts like fall back and back from you, until it probably gets to like a point where the building doesn't quite meet the ground. One of the temporary buildings doesn't quite meet the ground, like maybe an animal's dug underneath it or something like that, and it just slinks into this hole. Let's hear from the ground crew. Dick, what do you do?
So we've seen this fire kind of like die down and everything seems calm, or
Yeah, it seems calm, suspended.
I think like Dick thinks about putting down the fire extinguisher because man, they're a lot heavier than they look like on TV. And I think he looks to Nissa and it's like, well, did we get it? Is it gone?
And Nessa like needs a moment to catch her breath because she's like quite seriously injured at this stage. It's not like just a flesh wound. It's like, is it second degree burns or third? I don't know which degrees is worse.
We don't use degrees anymore. We use superficial, partial thickness, and full thickness. Full thickness is the worst.
Which partial thickness it is.
Thank you very much for that one, B.
And then she says, I don't think so. Stay here with like, I guess she looks around and sees all the people who are hurt. And sort of like looks up at Dick and is like, I'm gonna go check under that building. You make sure these people are okay. I'll holler if there's anything. And then she'll like go take a look under the mountable, and like she's got like pulls out like that really bright circle light that she carries around for YouTube purposes, like for filming, and just like peers under that in that dark space.
Yeah. I don't even think we're going to investigate a mystery here. I think this is really obvious. Like it's a small space, and underneath it is a phone, is someone's mobile phone. It's obviously a student's, because it's not
Mhm.
like the latest and greatest. Probably a few models old. They've like put stickers on it and like the case, the like silicon case on it. They've drawn on it in textures and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it looks perfectly fine, but as soon as you put your hand on it, it's like hot to the touch. Not burning, but just like
Overheating.
yeah, like it's been on charge for too long and the battery's warm.
Yeah, we'll fish that out.
Yeah.
Take a and
Do you all want to take another 5-minute break at this point? Come back at 8:50 and finish the session off. Does that sound good to everyone?
sounds good.
Awesome. I'm so excited. This is a very fun session with like second sessions in mystery games are always super hard. So this is a lot of fun. I look forward to seeing it. 8:50 or local time 50.
Okie dokie.
How's the puppy?
She's good. She was napping and then I woke her up.
Oh, you're so mean.
I know. She's looking at me expectantly again.
I'm so the pace of this game feels so weird to me because like of the PBTA thing with where stuff gets resolved in like 1 or 2 moves really easily. And the pace of it feels really, I don't know, like I'm super not sure what's gonna happen.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting.
Is that
Um,
good, interesting or Haley interesting?
No, it's good, interesting. Like it's like, I mean, as far as I've read, it's kind of like it's that 2-step thingy of figuring out what's going on and then what do you do with that information once you have it. So I think in terms of pacing, it's going fine.
Yeah, and it's super. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird too because like I'm all about games that don't have a lot of moves to them, but you hit like investigate a mystery and read a bad situation like a lot, which is
Yeah, totes.
good. Like they're not bad moves for that reason. Just a thing.
It's different.
It's different. I would love to talk to Michael Sands, I think it is. So I'd love to talk to him at some point about it. But we'll see. We'll see what I have the time to do. All right. How's everyone doing? Everyone ready to finish this session off and having a good time? And okay. Dick, were you the one that was looking that was going to look after the bystanders?
Yeah, I'm gonna go look after the bystanders. See who's still alive. See if like I can put out Killian. Oh no, look, Killian's already on fire anymore. Guess he doesn't need the fire extinguisher.
Like you see Killian like sitting cross-legged on top of this building, like in super calm.
I think Dick probably has that thought of like, oh my god, like there are people on fire, and I guess he's up there like, what's he doing? Like meditating?
Oh, that's great.
And then Dick will like shrug his shoulders and yeah, we'll go look after some bystanders.
So among the survivors, you've got like a couple of people up to and including Sandy, and probably a kid or two, like about high school age, probably kids that went to the high school, and like 1 or 2 other people. What do you do?
I feel like Dick has probably done like the workplace health and safety like course that you have to go on if you're like the fire warden in the building or something. Because he's totally like the office. He's sort of the fire warden for their floor. So I think he's going to like assess the situation, see who's hurt, maybe I don't know, I guess like talk to Sandy because like what the hell is going on there? Oh, you're muted.
Thank you. There are a couple of people that are unfortunately passed on, and a couple of people have injuries incompatible with life, and there are a couple of people who so Sandy like looks up at you with these like fluttery eyes. She's like big drama queen kind of thing about it. Like she's like oh, and you can see she's got some like superficial burns on her surface, but nothing too bad. She looks up at you and she probably like reaches out a hand to you. And it's like I know you. You're one of the accountants. And she searches for a bit and says, "Oh, Richard." And
Yeah.
as she leans towards you, she says, "You smell like cookies, Richard."
And Dix is like, yeah. And I think he takes her hand and he's like, yeah, we went to your house, but you weren't there. And then Nessa called your phone and we followed it.
Nessa, I was meant to meet Nessa tonight.
Yeah. We brought you a bottle of wine. I'm sorry, I left it in, at your house, but it'll be there when you want to like go home and enjoy it. I guess. I hope you like Shiraz.
And Nessa must think me such a poor host to invite her over and then to not be there.
No. I mean, it's fine. Things happen. You get called into whatever is going on here. What is going on here?
And you see her eyes like track around as she's trying to search for what happened. And she's like, I was at home and I was making some cookies for Nessa's visit, and and she like starts to try and stand up. Like she pushes herself around against the ground, and she rises to one knee, and she's like, I have to get home. I left the oven on. I have to see Nessa.
And like Dick will help her get up and like, whoa, like take it easy. He's like, look, Nessa's here, and I mean, did we turn the oven off when we left Nessa?
We also forgot to turn the oven off.
And look, your place is fine. We were there like what 15 minutes ago, and it's not burnt down. It's fine.
Yeah, I think Nessa also comes back when she's got the phone, and is like really relieved to see Sandy. She's like gives them away.
And Dick waves her over. Look, this is fine. Look, this is here. She's fine. Everything's fine.
And she like reaches out to you, like extends a hand towards you, Nessa. She's like, "Oh my dear, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to invite you. I was feeling I could use some company, and I'm so sorry. I didn't."
No.
You're not hurt, are you?
I don't know. I think there's just been a terrible gas leak explosion at the school or something. So let's prop you up somewhere. I think you're in shock. And then she's sort of like, but you how are you okay, Sandy? Like she checks to see her state, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like her state is
She's
okay. Legit. She's yeah.
Cool. I imagine we're sort of pulling people out as well. Others around.
Do you have a plan of what you're doing with this phone that you have, or is it just sort of carrying it? Or
I want to give it to Joe and see what Joe thinks of it, as well. But I guess Joe and Killian back down? Or are you guys heading over? We'll find out.
I kind of imagine that, like, as the ectoplasm clears from the supernatural ectoplasm clears from the atmosphere, Joe's like the signal, like the tracking signal's picked up again, and Joe's like following it and like following it, and then like following it over to Nessa and like stopping at Nessa, and being like, "This is the source of the signal."
What is this?
Is this phone on?
If you're going to investigate the phone, I think you might investigate a mystery as well. It feels mysterious.
Did you want to roll for that, Nessa, since you are holding the phone, or do you want me to have a look?
I can roll for it.
While that roll's happening, Killian, your puppy friend, like just totally unburnt by like not a scratch of soot on them. That leather jacket is real good.
I rolled an 11 for that, so did good.
Hot diggity. You have hold 2, and so you look at the phone, and it's on. There's when you like push the wake up button on it, it just shows the background with like the pin code, and the background is of like two young like high school age boys on top of like a lookout looking out over the town or the city in which you live, and you know, one of them's got the camera up in the selfie pose and the other one's kissing him on the cheek, and like they've just got this like, you know, it's a couple photo on a phone.
Can I try the 1111 to try and unlock the phone?
Yeah, I mean, if you're just gonna brute force it, like you're not gonna get into it. But if you've got another way that you want to get into it, like maybe that, but you won't be able to just. I don't know what the code is, but I'm not gonna give it to you for one.
Yeah. Awesome. Can I? So I guess there's like a row of buttons on top. Without getting into the phone, is there anything I can find out? Like, what was this going to do? Like, if I use my investigative mystery, what was it going to do?
Yeah.
I don't know if that fits.
Yeah, no, I dig it. I dig it. What was it going to do? I think that as you turn it over and look at this phone and look at things, there are probably 3 things that you'll see. One is that when you look at the stuff on the top, there's like several missed calls. So this has probably been missing for a little while at least, or someone has been trying to call them or something. And what was it going to do? Can you rephrase the question? I'm sort of struggling to find a way to answer your question on that. Feel free to go outside the bounds of the words.
I guess I was sort of trying to figure out more about this phone and what its history or past was, or like what's interesting about it. I was thinking maybe one thing, like if there was like a message or like the first, you can sometimes see the first line of a message.
That's a really good idea.
But I can't I don't know what it could be, but like a little snippet like that, or
So the messages get like you probably get like, babe, what did you, and then like the YO, but then the U's missing and it dots off from there. And what else can I give you in its history too? Underneath the like the case of it that's been scribbled on and someone's drawn pictures and stuff on it, underneath the case there's like a sticker, and the sticker is just like it's like some runic like witchy symbol stuff, like that you would expect teenagers that are into witchy stuff to have put on their phones. Probably like a pentagram or something like that. I don't know if that answers your question directly, but I think that's
that's basically that's what I was going for. It's cool.
Another one as well.
A little bit about the background of the people who own that. That's cool. We're gonna have to find a way to hack into this phone properly. Nessa personally doesn't have those skills, but might know someone who does. Alternatively, I don't know if Joe's agency contacts could also do it.
Joe will take the phone if you will let him.
Yeah.
And take the back cover off of the phone and open it up to see the SIM card section of the phone. And look to see if there's anything unusual in there. And if not, pull out the SIM card, put it in one pocket, pull out the battery and put it in the other pocket, put the phone in the third pocket.
Oh, nice. I dig. I I want to give you one more piece of. I was just going to ask because V, you've got another question I think to ask me, and I've got another piece of information I want to give you about it. So do you want to ask me that question quickly, or at this point, and then I'll see if I can give it to you because I really want to.
I mean, I don't know where did it go. Still relevant in the conceptual sense, or what can it do?
Yeah, I mean, all right. I'm just gonna do this anyway because it's a thing. It just doesn't fit one of the questions, but it does kind of fit into what you were asking before about the history of it. The picture of the two people on the front, as like we probably get this weird like cinematic shot of like as you take it over to Joe and you hand him the picture, hand him the phone. Sorry, we see like the screen with the face, and the person that's looking into the camera is the same person that's like laying on the ground. Like one of the people here is in that shot.
Awesome. That is really cool. We have a lead. Does that person look still with us?
Yeah,
Okay.
Shaky as people are and kind of burnt and stuff, but otherwise with you.
I will go and talk to this person if Nessa's recognize them.
Sure. Tell me about it.
Can I just cut in to say that Killian is back on the ground with everyone else looking slightly singed? Not because he turned into a bat. That's super weird. Why would you think that? But he is on ground level again.
Beautiful.
Somehow.
Beautiful.
Cool. Yeah. What's this? Yeah, so this person's on the ground. Nessa sort of kneels and sort of offers her hand out.
Yeah, he looks up at you and like takes your hand, pulls himself to his feet, and he seems shaken as he should be, and he's like, man, thanks for using those fire extinguishers and getting that office. It's getting hot in there.
Are you okay? What's your name?
Amal.
Amal. Is that your phone, Amal?
As he's like Joe fiddling with it, like looking at the SIM card and stuff. He's like, oh yeah, I lost that a couple of days ago. Yeah, absolutely. Where'd you find it?
Here in the school.
Oh man. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thanks. I've been looking at getting another one, but it's just expensive. So I mean, you've saved my life. Thank you.
I mean, she's sort of at a loss for words about that, and
like
then
expectantly like waiting for this phone back. He's like, yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'd love it. Please.
I'm not sure if it's working anymore. Sort of was overheating. Can you tell me about why you're here? How you came to be like this? What can you remember?
Yeah, it's like I remember I was talking to my boyfriend and then we were he's just like I just felt really like distant from him, kind of like he was like we weren't really connecting or anything, and so I just went for a walk, and he was upset because I'd lost my phone, so I hadn't responded to some texts, and he was kind of like frustrated that I'd like left him, that I hadn't told him, but I didn't have my phone, so I didn't know what I was meant to do, and I just went for a walk to clear my head, and and you can almost see the moment where he goes from remembering to like making things up to fill the gap. And he goes, and I knew my phone must have been here somewhere because I lost it at school. So I came out here.
To find the phone?
Yeah. And like he's more grabbing onto your
reasoning
idea than he is. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I came out to find the phone.
Okay, so yeah. And where's your boyfriend now?
So I don't know if he said if I had my phone, I could find out.
Okay, what else should I ask this boy?
Does anyone else have anything?
Do you have any good ideas? Where's the read a person move?
Welcome to Monster of the Week.
Actually, I think one of my Snoop moves is investigate a mystery when you do that by talking to witnesses or interviewing locals.
Oh, that sounds perfect.
I guess that's the role.
That's probably the role.
Yeah, so basically I want to know if I can get anything useful from 8 plus my charm is 2, so 10. Oh, that says good at talking to me. Yep.
Cool. Roll plus charm instead of sharp. Cool. All right. So what's the question that you want to ask from that list?
What is being concealed here?
Good question.
Can I trust this guy?
Let me see what is being concealed here. He looks at you and he's like, he starts going over the story again. And he's like, yeah, Tim and I were fighting, and he's like, and it was because I was feeling distant, and he's like, no, it's Tim. He was feeling distance, and he looks up at you, and it's like two wires connect in his brain, and he says, no, it was him. He's been like empty lately, and he looks at you with like this confused look, and he's like, he was for a while he was really happy, and then just nothing. He's like, I haven't. It's like, and he I think he probably like looks at like makes eye contact with Killian in this moment of dramatic irony, and he goes, it's like he's undead, like he's not even a human. You know what I mean? No, it's silly. More like a robot.
And Killian's trying to play this off like, what would I know about that? But it's coming off kind of fake.
What did I know about being undead?
Yeah, he's like, it's like dating a robot. Like he just doesn't. It's like there's just.
Sometimes when that happens, it's they're going through a tough time, or something else is in the works. I think we should talk to Tim, if we can. Let him know that you're okay.
Yeah, he's like, I mean, sure. Fine. I guess if I can't send him a message and he's like still waiting on his phone, then he's like, I guess I'll just head there. And then he's like, he turns around and realizes how dark it is, like it's the middle of the night. And he goes, well, I guess the school bus isn't running this time of day.
No, we can get around it tomorrow. Well, let's see if we can fix your phone, and then I'll return it to you when we see, like, at school or something, and we can look for Tim in the daytime.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Sounds good.
It must have been a shaky evening for you, and we've got lots of people here to tend for, so it might be best left until the morning.
Yeah, sure. I guess And like he just looks super lost. Like that's what his next step is. And he's like, I guess I'll just head home.
Do you need a ride? Home?
And like looks around again. He's like, yeah. You guys aren't like a creepy cult or anything, right?
No, we work we work in an office together.
And
Like respectable people.
right. Yeah, sure then. Sure.
Joe? Your car's presentable, right?
And Joe like looks at this, like I guess tall, lanky teenage boy. And he's like, "Yeah, you just squish up a little." Like the back of his 86, it's gonna be like. I can imagine on the trip home, Joe is going to be like, "Have you thought about which one to do when you leave school?"
Does anyone have anything more they want from people and stuff in this area?
What's protocol? Do we call the ambulances in? Is this like one of those like incidents that gets treated as like something else? Essentially.
I mean, you said gas leak, right?
Yeah, that was
would
my
not be a hard
cover
story. That would absolutely not be a hard story to spread. Yeah, I was saying at the start, like this is one of those cities where this kind of stuff happens pretty often enough that you guys have a monster hunting club. It just gets swept under the rug, almost as if there's an agency with a take no prisoners policy.
Almost. Yeah, I want to see if we can get anything from the phone later on as well.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but I'm good with this scene. I don't think there's too much more, except that Dick and I will have to reschedule with Sandy for another night.
I think my only addendum is that you can see Killian kind of do a fuck this, I'm going to turn into a bat and fly home sort of thing, and then realizes that he's still got this dog, and he's like, well, okay. And then they go take the bus again.
Aw. I think it's at least like one scene of Dick to Killian where he's like, oh, hey, buddy, like, you're looking a little bit charred there. It's a shame I didn't find you when I had this. And like holding up his fire extinguisher.
And Killian kind of eyeing the fire extinguisher, trying to make sure it's not the same one he was using on the giant worm, because that would be so unpleasant to get sprayed with. Like, nah, it's okay. I mean, I put it out through mindfulness or something. I mean, that's a thing.
Oh,
that happened.
Is that what Rachel was teaching at those things every like Thursdays from 3 till 3:15 every Thursdays? Man, maybe I should have gone to some of those.
Yeah, I mean, mind over matter. It works, apparently.
That's a very good way to end this episode.
Mind over fire.
Mind over fire.
And like that mind over matter, it works. Line comes out right as like the bus rolls up to the bus stop. Oh man, that's so good. I feel like we're at this point, we're at this 9:20 point / 3:20 or whatever Ryan's time is, where we could knock this off, move on, and like have a pretty good fresh start for the next ep, or we could like roll in to tease the next episode. What are people feeling at the moment?
Ooh, I'm good for either.
I got time.
Yeah, I've got.
Yeah, same. I could go either way, though. I do love a good next time on.
Yeah, cliffhangers are fun.
All right, let's do next time on. So what I want to say this time is we're going to jump forward to a scene that's probably going to be in the next thing, and I'm going to think of like what that's going to be next time on. Yeah, right. So let's everyone take a scene. And we got time. So I normally say like 30-second things, but take some time if you want. What's like the next time on for your character? Is it like you holding a school kid up against a wall demanding information, or is it like you in the office tapping away on your laptop, or what? Like, so let's I think I went that way last time, so I'm gonna go this way this time and start with V. So what's like Nessa's next time?
She's like sort of put some gauze over her wounds, and she's like trying to cover it up for work, like at work, trying to still seem respectable and get through the workday. But then saying to Sandy like, "Oh yeah, so Sandy, this afternoon I'm taking a half day because I have to pick up my nephew from school."
Oh yeah,
some sort of school-related thing. It was not a very convincing lie.
I was gonna say there's got to be something about like forms to fill out or something. Yeah. You've got to submit a half-day application through the internal web portal.
Compliance wanted a report.
Yeah. And while this scene's happening, like while you're in the office, the compliance office is still like wrecked from this explosion that happened in it before. No one's paying attention to it. It's just like roped off, and people are working in there to like get it set back up. And there's just like no one is making a big deal.
Marks.
Yep. Ryan.
I'm torn because part of me is like, we should see Killian at his desk, and Joe comes by with a stack of forms about, if you're undead at work, you must fill out all of these forms and make sure that they are given to the appropriate things. And then also, I like the idea of back in my apartment late at night, you can tell because the only light is the illumination of the TV or something. Like there's this little bat hanging over something, freaking out a little bit as the dog is going, like jump for the bat. They gotta catch the bat. He's like, no, stop.
I'm so glad you took this move. It's so perfect. Lauren, what do we see of Dick? I mean, what, Richard,
I don't know. I cannot shake this image out of my head, so I apologize in advance. But I think it's this shot of Dick and Killian and like maybe Sandra's kitchen wearing aprons, and like I think Dick's holding the bowl of batter, and I feel like Sandy's excused herself for a second, and it's just like a snippet of Dick saying like, I don't care if this is a waste of time and not part of the investigation. We promised her that we would make these biscuits with her. Also, I'm pretty sure these biscuits are evil. And then he like takes a thing of the batter and like pops it in his mouth again. He's like, there's nothing holy about chickpea flour.
That's so good. Nothing holy about chickpea flour is this episode's title.
Yeah.
Haley, what do we see of Joe?
I think you see Joe in one of the big glass corner offices. It's like it's been locked up. There's like plush leather seats. Like the desk is like mahogany, and Joe's wearing his like really, really perfect suit, with his like tie looking particularly perfect. And you see him looking like a bit apprehensive and nervous, which is a very unusual expression for Joe. And then the camera sort of pans across to like a gray-haired, late 40s woman, and this is Francine, the boss of the compliance department, who like folds her arms and is like, "Well, Joe," I think that's where it cuts.
She's holding a candle in one hand.
Yeah, it's just on the table.
Yep. Oh, that's so good.
And the birthday card's like propped up next to it. Yeah.
And same candle. And birthday card. So good. Oh man, I absolutely love it. I want to see all those. Everyone got time to do a Stars and Wishes series? Cool. Let's all take a minute or two. Just go grab some water, chill out, do whatever you want. Pat yourself on the head. And I'll see you back here in about 60 seconds to finish this up. Awesome.
Sweating on Sid.
Hey, Neds. You're my favorite. Plus Lou, who just happened to bail on tonight. Let's do some stars and some wishes. Rules are very simple. You can give out stars, maximum of 2 stars. No more of this everyone gets stars bullshit. Maximum of 2. You can do any number of wishes you want. One's a good number of wishes because then it's manageable. I would like to begin with who hasn't got things. I think Lauren went first last time, so let's begin with Ryan this time. Ryan, stars plus minus wishes.
Oh no, I'm on the spot. Stars, I really enjoyed Joe's pinging between, oh, such a cute puppy, and then no, all business, all the time, where it was just chop, chop, chop. Like, this made total sense to Joe and to nobody else. It was wonderful. And also, I liked his Aunt Winnie. That was great. With the knowing that something was wrong, she didn't make fun of his hair. And wishes, I would like to see more corporate bullshit in there. I feel like we had a really solid monster mystery episode, and we need to get in a bit more. But also, you're being crushed by the bureaucracy. And I don't know, more like interpersonal drama type stuff, because I feel like this was a good, go fight monsters episode. We need another like filler and now you have a deadline episode sort of thing. Oh, and because I'm allowed 2 stars, I will give a star to the puppy because I love that as a prop.
Yeah, puppy star. Haley, do you want to go next?
Sure. So I really can't give stars to everybody.
No, it's illegal. It's star legal.
No, it's star legal. Oh my god. Stars to Lauren's question about the cookie dough. And it's in precise makeup of ingredients. That is the best question I've ever heard asked in an open question opportunity in an Apocalypse World style powered game. It made me so happy. And stars to Killian having to catch the boss back because of the dog. Oh god. And just everything. Yeah, everything. Can I add that as an addendum?
Sure, you cheater.
Wishes, probably more pressure on the characters that doesn't just come from the imminent threat or danger of like things are on fire. Like pressures on the characters from either from other parts of their lives or from the monster that affect themselves in another way. Like, I guess as Ryan was saying, deadlines and obligations and stuff that like just sort of hangs over us, as well as imminent, like, oh, things are on fire, would be cool. But I'm really enjoying it, so thank you very much.
Cool, I like that one. Non-imminent pressures are really interesting. It's like an imminent thing. God damn it, Ryan. Yes, definitely something for me to take apart, and I think I'd like to look at that in the corporate stuff as well. Like I'd like to have those two meld more. V, do you want to go next?
Yeah. So I think my star got 2. One is for you, Sid, for the pacing, as you were saying. It's very tough in a second episode with mystery and stuff, but I do think that we set up and we did find it out a little bit more, so that's good. I've been really enjoying it. And the other one is for I enjoy Killian and Joe's like interpersonal dynamics, just like the little snippets of you guys like working, not working together is good. good solid story material there. So those are my 2. Wishes. Yeah, I think I agree next session to do like a bit of a mix between the 2, work and monster hunting would be good. Like we can carry on our investigations now, while having the work stuff be in the loop as well. Could be something if that works. Yeah.
Dig. I have lots of thoughts on that. Lauren, do you want to add yours?
Yeah, but it sucks. I can't give stars to everyone, so I'll have to try and find a way to wrap my stars into everyone. Yes, stars for sure for all of the Killian and Joe scenes. I think in particular the one where mindfulness was achieved through vampire magic. I think that will stick with me forever. That whole scene was just so amazing, and yeah, it had a nice neat bow on it with putting the fire out with mindful meditation. Especially because my corporate work made us do a similar thing where every week it was like, right, it's 15 minutes of meditation time now. So that felt very like on point with the whole tone. And then V, it was so lovely playing off of you in like Sandy's house and stuff. Particularly how it ended on like, hey, we tried calling her, and it was like, oh yeah, like let's try giving her a call. Like that whole and I love the creepiness as well of like finding you trapped in like this state of like loneliness and fear. Like that was super neat. And that house felt quite dark and dreary compared to everyone being on fire. So I liked that a lot as well. It was super fun. And then I think off the back of that, star wishes are, I don't know if this is super pertinent, if we've like kind of dealt with some of this problem, but I like sort of the interpersonal drama stuff coming from like frustration and loneliness are emotions here, like describe times when like you've been frustrated at X or like Y has made you feel sad and stuff. Like I think that more of that kind of like, I think that's a neat way to sort of build in like this relationship and interpersonal dynamics. It was eerie. Spot on for the horror there. I got a 3rd star. And I think another wish. Yeah, I really like. I have this really selfish want to have some Killian Dick situations where they're kind of like ribbing on each other and like teasing out this rivalry that they've had going on for the past 2 sessions, but we haven't had a chance to like really dig into. So I think that that is a wish for me. Yeah, that's my stars and wishes.
Oh my god, I love it! I love it! I love it! I love it! Stars. The mindfulness scene with Killian and Joe is easily like a mad star. I have so much love for that, and like I just think that was perfect tone. Like Lauren was saying, it was corporate bullshit mixed with monster hunting. It was exactly what I wanted. It was so good. The other one that was good that I really liked was it felt really legitimate with Nessa and Dick in Sandy's house. Like it felt like you guys cared. It felt like there was an important, like it felt a lot more than just, oh, like NPC is missing, let's follow story thread. Like there was some legitimacy to it, which is great because it's really hard to generate that if it's not there. So I really appreciated that. I thought that was super cool. But overall, for the 4 of you, like, and see, that's the thing, because I did 2 and 2 in my 2 wishes. I get all of you. I felt like this was a session that you guys ran very well. Like you guys drove and you had intents and desires and stuff, and that was really good. Yeah, I feel like Shiraz, that was so fucking good. Just like you guys seem totally unflappable. So when all these people are like dead and burnt, you're like, yeah, I hope you like Shiraz, yo. No, you can't have your phone back. That was just great. Wishes. What are my wishes? I want to see the system do more than just investigate mysteries and read bad situations. Being able to hit the use magic move was really great. Like you guys can all, as Monster Hunter, like you don't need a permissive aspect to do that. Like you can just use magic. You can just kick butt. You can just do stuff like that. Like it's not, which I don't think it's coming from you guys. I don't think it's like, oh, you're not doing the right things. I think you are. And it's just the system is very helpful with that. Like I think the system drives you towards that stuff. Or maybe it's the phasing. Yeah, as you said, Haley, like maybe it's the structure of play where we're doing the investigation phase and then later you'll do the butt kicking phase, maybe. So I'm hoping we see something like that.
Hey, just wait until Dick and Killian are baking up a storm in Sandy's kitchen, because you know there's some magic coming there.
Yeah, there's going to be some. That's definitely that's used big magic. That's
We've established there's nothing holy about chickpea flour, so this couldn't go well.
Exactly.
So good. Other than that, I agree that I want to see. So we had the first session was like really good. I think the best parts of the first session was like when you guys got back from monster hunting and then you had to like reintegrate into your corporate stuff. And now I feel like you've got a lot of information. I feel like you kind of know what's happening. And the next 2 sessions, I really want to see like, okay, time to go fight the monster. Oh, but I've got to finish my A92 forms because if I don't, then compliance is going to be on my butt about it. Like I think, as Haley said, looking at non-imminent lethal threats would be really nice. So I'm going to think about that as I go, and you're more than welcome to bring that in as well. Yeah, I think overall I don't think I felt like the system really like dragged us through this one as much as it did in the first session. So I'm hoping that when we get to monster fighting, it's going to be doing the same. I don't know. But otherwise, I personally had a great time. And I love all like the interpersonal stuff. Like I feel like, and it is a monster of the week thing, right? I feel like stopping the monster is not actually an important thing. It's just set dressing for you guys to bounce off each other. You have a monster there so that Killian can catch on fire, so that Joe has to calm him down. Like it's got nothing to do with the actual saving the world thing. Anyone have any other thoughts before we knock this on the head?
Yeah, it is fun. I can't wait for next week.
I haven't died that much in a game ever because the chat is like amazingly hilarious, and this is such a blast.
Yeah. And echoing B, I'm like, how am I going to wait till next week for the next episode? This is terrible. This is why I don't follow live TV series very often.
I really dug, I have to say it again too, same as the puppy thing from last time, I really dug like hearing what resonates with you guys about high school. Like that sort of painting the scene stuff is so much fun, and like hearing that different stuff, just I think it
I
brings...
actually super loved my high school.
That's fine, dude. You were probably smart and successful and stuff. I'm not. No one's on your side here.
Me and Haley went to the same school, and Haley hated the whole thing.
Oh my god, interesting. I will probably ask a question about that as soon as I finish this. So this podcast. Thank you, everyone who's watching. There are a couple people that were interested. So I hope this session holds you over, and I hope third is even better.
Yay!
Bye.